Alright, so for today's repair job, simply going to be replacing a light switch. Um, the previous one, it broke. It's a light switch for the kitchen breakfast area light fixture. So as you can imagine, it gets a lot of use. You know, it's one of those things, old reliable, you come in, you flip the switch. Sometimes you may put more force on it at times than you really need to. So gonna go to Home Depot, get a basic light switch, and make it happen. So gonna head out to the store now. I'll be back in a second. I just pulled up here to the neighborhood Home Depot store. Gonna get a basic light switch. We'll see what they got. Here we go. Alright, so here we go in the outlets and switches aisle. Just going with a basic contractor grade light switch. Off-white, kind of like an eggshell cream color. Oh, here's one right here. Oh wow, 85 cents, okay. Yeah, this will get it done. So we're gonna take this home and go ahead and knock this repair out. I'll see you at the house. All right, we're back from Home Depot. So what I need to do now to prepare to change out the light switch, I need to go to the breaker box area that's in the garage so I can isolate the circuit, or the breaker should I say, that sends the power for the light fixture in the kitchen breakfast area. With the switch being broke, it's currently broke in the up position, so the light fixture is on, as you've seen previously. So what I'll end up doing is going to the garage and flipping the correct breaker to cause the lights to go off. If I'm not mistaken, it's labeled properly, but worst case scenario, I'll make sure. If you okay, yeah, that's what I want to say. So if you find yourself in a situation where your breaker box isn't labeled correctly, in order to ensure your safety, you may want to kill the whole house. Of course, if you are a novice, or should I say, if this is your first time, it may be better to turn the entire house off. Or if you have more than one person may be at the place that you're trying to ensure that the power is off, and you can be flipping switches until you see the lights go off. So I'm going to do this by myself, and I'll be back in a second. It was just my luck. The the breaker that ended up controlling the power to the kitchen breakfast area is not labeled properly, so I will definitely correct that once I finish up with this repair job. All right, going back inside now. See you in a second. Not a whole lot of specialty tools needed. I'm sure some of you are probably better equipped than I am. I've got a box cutter just in case I may have to expose some more wiring. If I don't know if these are hooked around the wires are hooked around screws on the switch, or if they're just pushed in with the push insert holes for the wire. I have two different size slotted screwdrivers, two different size Phillips screwdrivers, and I have a small screwdriver and a I guess this is more like a punch. I know if the wires are inserted into the light switch, there's a spring that you actually have to engage in order for it to release the wire that's currently in there. So we'll see how that looks once we get into it. So as you can see, the wires are inserted. So this will be fairly easy. We'll need the small screwdriver to engage the spring in the hole so that the wire can be released. Reposition. One thing to keep in mind, just because the power is shut off to these wires, you still, as a good habit, don't touch the wires if you can absolutely help it. That will ensure your safety. All right. Those are both out. This will be put back in the opposite direction. Not for sure if you can see that. You see the holes. This one will go in the same way the other one was disconnected. As a good rule of thumb, what you'll want to do prior to buttoning up everything with this light switch, you'll want to ensure that this switch is not faulty. So I'm going to re-engage the power in the garage and be right back. Alright, so power has been turned back on. Let's see if the switch works. Alright, so y'all see the switch works. The replacement switch was 85 cents. It's just a, it's not a three-way switch or anything. It's just a basic builder's grade replacement switch. I saved myself probably about $100, and that's basically depending on your area, that's the service call for calling in a licensed electrician. Probably he or she will probably charge you about 30 minutes worth of labor, but it cost me about 45 minutes of my time going to and from the home improvement store and 85 cents for the switch. So all we have to do to button this up, just to remount the switch into the light box, put the cover on, and that's pretty much it. So I hope this helps someone who may be on the fence about whether or not to do it themselves.